KKHT wants you to meet the classiest guys in real estate.
This is Tim O'Neill, the icon of insurance.
I'm Chris Kelso, the Meister of Mortgage.
And I am Rob Cook, the godfather of real estate. And together we are
the Real Estate Rat Pack. Much like us, real estate in the greater Houston area is hot.
So whether you're buying, selling, owning, or insuring real estate in the greater Houston area,
you need to check us out as we are the preeminent source for everything you need to know.
And now, they're here to take your calls and answer your questions live. Call now 1-800-808-5548. The Real Estate Rat Pack.
Good morning, Houston.
Hey, that was not bad.
That is really good.
They were just asking us before the show if we ever rehearsed. Well, that was it.
That was the rehearsal right there.
we can do What's Up Bayou City. What else could we do?
I don't know.
H-Town, what up?
We can do one of several ones. Well, you know what? We have a couple shout-outs to do this morning. First and foremost, not to start everything off in a somber note, but I do want to get all my prayer warriors out there to give a big prayer and keep Josh Manfred, who is the husband of Jody Manfred, in your prayers. He unfortunately had a big stroke
A
this
young
week.
man, too.
A young man, that is correct. And so he and Jody are in the medical center recovering right now. We got some good news this morning, but I want to give a big prayer out there and call my prayer warriors to definitely let's lift him up to God and put him in God's hands to improve him. So,
that's right. Pray for those children, too. They're scared for their dad.
Absolutely. They have two little ones. And so big shout out to you there, Jody, and to Josh. I know everything's going to be great. I'll see you later on today and get on by there and help you out.
Yeah.
So
Any other shout-outs?
We have a big shout out. Yesterday I took you by the Ivy Lofts, by the way.
Yes, that's pretty amazing.
Big shout out to the Ivy Lofts and what they're doing. We're going to have them on here pretty soon as well. That'll be a lot of fun. And you were pretty impressed about that.
I didn't know you could do that with 300 square feet. You could actually live there.
That is true.
You're not going to have a lot of luggage, but
yes, not a lot of luggage, but but you can definitely live there. Big shout out to Rebecca Haas, who's in the studio right here with Capital Title. Rebecca, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Chris. Thanks for having me. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here.
And while she's technically not in my lap, she is sitting in my same seat.
yeah, we are going to start video streaming these shows, so we're going to start behaving yourselves.
That is absolutely
also
true.
the house is David Dickinson.
That is true. Absolutely. Dave
good.
Dickinson in the house. And we're going to be doing a new thing today, which is Breakfast at the Bend.
Yes.
So it'll be a lot of fun.
Chef Kelso.
Yes, Chef Kelso will be around.
Which was amazing that, the answer was there all the time. We kept looking, who can we get to do this? Who can we get to do this? And right under our nose.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
They said it could not be done.
But
they
it will
could
be
not
done.
get these three beautiful women from ReMax
I know,
on at the same time.
And what do we deserve to be in this room with this amount of beauty?
I know.
I have no idea. But you know what? I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to keep taking selfie after selfie.
I think we should. Now, these people all are...
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah.
And these
Their
are all
husbands are going to be like, Chris, will you stop it?
2 and 3 timers. I mean, these are all veterans on our show, too.
Yes.
But
yes.
the one thing I want to make sure we're clear about is we wanted to get back and honor them because these 3 stepped forward and for our Sunshine Kids calendar, stepped up, didn't even blink an eye.
Right.
And, donated the Sunshine Kids, and we raised about $21,000 for that effort.
Right. And I forgot to do one shout out, by the way, with one of the ladies who's here in the room. By the way, they're all excellent individuals. But this week, HBJ actually did their honoring of the top 25 teams, individuals, teams over 10, teams under 10, et cetera, et cetera. And our own Linda Riddle was one of the recipients of the HPJ Top 25. So a big shout out right there.
And I thought since Linda's positioned here, that we might start off with Linda.
That is true. That is true. And before we start, for all those who did not stick around on the individual side, shame on you, by the way. Shame on you. I'm not one shy to not call somebody out right there, but shame on all those who didn't stick around and watch all the individual awards after that right there. But congratulations to you, Linda.
Thank you very much.
And that was for the Linda Riddle team, right?
No. Clarify Team Riddle.
Team Riddle.
There are other people involved that make who I am. So
yeah, we're branding, so don't mess up the brand, right? Get the name right, Rob.
That is true.
Well, that's one. Well, I'm sorry
Very
Todd
important.
didn't join us today. And
Now he's out helping the team. And,
somebody's got to work.
Someone's got to work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, and I like it. You make him work while the ladies go out and play. That is a great thing right there.
I think that's. I think.
He gets this turn on the golf
I'm sure
He does.
He gets to turn on the golf
Yeah,
course.
he meets a lot of clients on the golf course. Honey, you're out there listening. I'm supporting you.
Well, Todd, you out there? You are out there. We want to give a big shout out to you, by the way. And if you are out on the golf course right now, just make sure. Remember, it's you got to make sure you swing down. No, I'm just joking.
and keep your head down.
Keep your head down and
keep your eye
keep
on the
the ball
ball,
on.
right?
That is correct.
And that's what I always say. So,
Yeah.
so Linda, what is going on? You're with ReMax Fine Properties.
Yes.
And we've got it in the market this year that since we've had you here last, it's kind of changed a little bit. What are you
Yeah.
seeing out there?
We're seeing the market is up and down. I mean, we're in Sugarland, and so it's doing okay. So we haven't had any issues at all. I mean, we got a few listings. Things are moving quite fast. So.
And you're still in an area down there. We mentioned some of those hot spots in Houston. Sugarland obviously being one of those. You have so much development still going on. You have obviously some great stuff going on with Sienna Plantation and
Yes, Sienna Plantation, yes, and our team actually has acquired a new project out in Galveston, Bayside at Waterman's. So
Tell us about that.
Tell us about it. Yes.
We want good content here.
So what she wants to tell
it's
you
a
is
new-
we like going down to Galveston, so we
Yes.
figured not
It's a new coastal community, full concierge service, 162 lots. Homes are running between 350 to 2 million. Full marina, Waterman's restaurant, 5-star restaurant sitting right there next to the Galveston Country Club. So it's magnificent. I mean, it's beautiful.
And you have an open house going on today.
We're
don't you?
actually going to do an open house. We actually do an open house every weekend. In the summertime, we're going to be there a little bit more. So, we'll come out and we'll give you a private tour.
So I'm thinking about Rat Pack Remote.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm thinking we could-
wow.
Remote.
We can do
What
a show
a
from
great
down there.
idea.
Absolutely.
Yes.
As long
yes,
as
for
we get
sure.
to the 5-star restaurant.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Yes, yeah.
I want to go to the marina and head out on the boat somewhere. What are you talking about?
we are easy, but we're not cheap.
Yeah.
No, I know. They tell me that too.
Feed us, and we will show up.
Yes.
That would be a lot of fun. I was down in Galveston last week. I took my Harley down there. Of course, I almost got blown off the road. It was windy. last
Yeah, it's
week.
very
It was-
windy, very
they had
windy.
small people warnings out and everything.
Drink more beer.
Oh, there's a good combination: motorcycles and beer. Yeah, what could go wrong, right?
And wind, yeah.
What could
Put all
go
those
wrong?
three together,
You need
and
more
Rob will not
ballast
be on the
that bike,
studio
man.
anymore.
Back on some pounds.
So anyway, talk a little bit about that product. Is it going to be? Are they all? I guess they're going to all be elevated and have underground parking.
We have the old Stewart Mansion has been reconverted to a clubhouse, and we're going to have a lazy river pool that's going to be heated 24/7. We're having a 2,200 linear boardwalk being built all the way to the Galveston Country Club. We, like I said, there's a marina. I mean, and they're in the clubhouse. They're going to have a workout center, a little snack bar, an area where you can rent your bikes, kayaks, things like that. So it's going to be amazing.
Are there any restrictions about investors buying down there, or?
Oh no,
Okay.
actually, we're going to have to where we're going to do it as a rental community. We have a full property management as well. So it's
There'll be some interval type of.
Right now we have 2 model homes. There's 1.2. One is 1.2, about 4,300 square feet, and another one is like 1.3, and they're beautiful. I mean, it's to kind of like say bringing Florida here to Galveston. The watercolors, our developer Todd and Lori Edwards, they are the developers, and they brought Florida Keys here, so it's amazing.
And that's something we talk about all the time is Houston, as big as we are, people ask all the time, well, what is there to do here? I mean, Galveston really is a one of those things that people forget about how close it is, the development that's going on, all the activities that you can do, how easy it is to get down there, 45 minutes away or an hour, depending upon how fast you drive. And, it's such a neat thing to go do, deep sea fishing, hanging out at the coast. That lifestyle, people don't really realize as much as what we do offer.
Right. And it's good that, like you said, it's like 45 minutes away. And in our community, you have everything right there. You have the golf course, you have the marina, and you're right across the street from the beach. So it's It's a great, convenient little vacation.
How far is it from the Ben and Jerry's shop there on the?
Well,
That's my favorite stop right there.
it's like right across the street from Pirates Cove area,
Oh,
right
yeah, you
by
can
Lafitte. You know where Lafitte is? It's just right there.
Yeah.
That area right there. Yeah.
And, you have the Stewart Mansion down there, which is awesome.
Oh, there's some beautiful historic buildings down in there.
Oh, yeah.
In Galveston, and some people like to go down just to look at the architecture.
Mm-hmm.
Great little restaurants down there. It's a fun place to go. Even if you're not a
So architecture, you mean like the ladies in bikinis and stuff like
yeah.
that?
That's,
Okay,
that was
gotcha,
code for that.
That's
yes.
that's
Gotcha.
actually
that's
extra.
landscaping.
Yeah,
That's extra.
That's extra.
Yeah. It's not part of your HOA.
Not part of the HOA.
Okay,
That's
well,
upgrade.
Yeah.
yeah.
Added amenity.
Yeah, that's an added amenity to that to the
yeah.
area down there. So,
To beef up the security during Mardi Gras. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but circling back around, obviously, also, what's going on here is Sugarland. Talk a little bit about what all's going on in Sugarland and how that market's looking right now.
Well, it's good. We're in Sienna Plantation, so we our market's doing really well.
Right.
I mean, everything's growing. We have a new section sawmill back in Sienna Plantation that's doing really well. But I just think that everything is moving out here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and one of the things, if you go west now, everything going on off of 99, everything going west. If you take 59 past there now, also you have everything going on into Richmond, and
Rosenberg, yes.
all that growth is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's something. 10 years ago, you had nothing on 59
I
once
know.
you got past Greatwood. And Greatwood was considered far away. And now you go past Greatwood, and it's like, wow, it never stops now.
It never
Right.
stops.
Right.
It never stops. I remember going out to 36, the turnaround and all that stuff. It used to be country.
Right. Oh,
It
absolutely.
used to be country. Now it's, and I thought Greatwood was like you had to pack a lunch to go to it.
Right.
And now
It's like wallpaper where the pattern repeats, though. It's Lowe's, Best Buy, Whataburger. New developments come out, you see the same great big, it's kind of funny.
well, yes, they had to have a community there to support the
Yeah.
businesses. So once the community's there, all those businesses pop up.
That's right.
So,
It's fun when you listen to the city planners out in that way because they see 10 years in the future where you need to have jobs, and then once you get jobs, you'll get industry, and then you get residents. It's kind of cool when you see how much planning there is ahead of time and getting these areas opened up to develop.
and for all that stuff you're hearing on the national news, we have not lost any jobs in Houston. I mean, we have lost certain aspects, some jobs in the oil patch, where some people have been laid off. We picked up a lot of jobs, and Sugarland's primary. In fact, Sugarland has a huge, not only physicians, but the ancillary businesses
Services around
that support medical living. Because we had someone from the Houston, the medical center, come and talk about how it evolved over the years and things like that. And he talked about it's a huge footprint in Sugarland. They use that as an alternate location as to go to the med center. And of course, now they've got their own med center. You've got a number of medical facilities all over that area. I think Herman Memorial and all that.
Well, Fort Bend, which obviously encompasses a lot of that area, is the most diverse area.
Yes,
in
according to
Houston.
Forbes magazine,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
the most diversified county
most
in America.
diversified county in the nation. And so if you look at it, especially when you look out in Sugarland, you've got all the medical facilities out there. You've got Minute Maids. You've got all the other services and companies. Now you've also got the Skeeters out there.
Yeah,
And that, if anyone wants to know about what you can go do to see something that's really neat, if you're not a huge fan of the Astros like what Tim is over here, you can go to the Skeeters.
well, actually, I think the Skeeters were drawing bigger crowds when the Astros a few years back were.
They were,
We're
actually.
struggling a little, a
The
little bit.
Skeeters were a better team.
right.
So now I find that pretty interesting.
Right, but
Yeah,
you got and that is really economical, family fun to go out there and do that. If you've ever been to the Skeeter Stadium, it's really neat. You're down, you're very close, you're right there, interacting with, and they do a lot of things that are family night and really neat stuff down there. So
I started when I was built in Sweetwater back in the 80s and stuff
Right.
like that. And of course, that was a frost ranch. It was 15,000 acres, developed the first colony. And so I watched all that evolve
right.
from that time forward. It was like, wow. And I never anticipated how far out it would go. You know what? I think we're coming up against a break.
We are coming up against the break because Josh is nodding his head and pointing his finger, and all he's doing is pointing his finger this time, Rob.
Yeah, please don't.
We're going to take a break. Give a big shout out to our sponsors. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
What you wanna do, baby? Where you wanna go? I'll take you to the moon, baby. I'll take you to the floor. I treat you like a real lady, no matter where you go. Just give me some time, baby.
Are you looking to finance a new home or refinance your existing home? Look no further. Call Chris Kelso at Willow Bend Mortgage. Willow Bend Mortgage is a mortgage banker in the greater Houston area. In business since 1993, Willow Bend Mortgage offers a great array of products from FHA, VA, and USDA loans to conventional and jumbo loans, all with great rates and incredible service from Chris and his staff. Call Chris Kelso at Willow Bend Mortgage today, 713-256-9138, or online at chriskelso.com. Again, that's 713-256-9138 or online at chriskelso.com. Available 24 hours a day. Great rates, exceptional service. That's Willow Bend Mortgage.
Down Under Pools can help make your backyard a focal point for luxury outdoor living. Imagine coming home from a hard day's work and enjoying the evening in a spa-like environment with pool, water features, and lighting integrated seamlessly into your home and landscaping design. Down Under's design team has a seasoned eye for color, scale, proportion, and detail. Even more important is Down Under's commitment to the highest quality construction practices to achieve the highest standards of hydraulic and structural integrity. Down Under is one of the most creative and trusted pool and landscape builders in Houston because of their award-winning design and construction and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Visit downunderpools.com to see examples of what could be in your backyard. That's DOWNUNDA pools.com. Down Under. Pools for the mind, body, and soul. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties, the fastest growing real estate company in Houston. Over 400 trained professional realtors here to serve your needs in 21 locations in Houston and across the state. Whether you're buying, selling, or leasing, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties is the smart choice. Check us out at andersonprops.com today. Find out why so many choose Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties for all of their real estate needs. You know us, we know real estate.
And we're back.
Welcome to my life. Well, you know, we are going to continue this great show
A
with
three-peat here.
a three-peat. That is correct.
The
That is
lovely
correct.
Lois DeArmes.
The
also
lovely- yes.
with ReMax Fine Properties in Sugarland.
And for Brian, who's listening, by the way, a big shout out to Brian. He's with Security
Yeah,
Mortgage.
he's probably knowing
Yes,
him as he's
yeah.
got face
He's probably
out
at the gym
window,
right now,
going
hanging out,
100
making me look bad.
He's
Yeah.
really not listening. He's at the gym.
He's making me look bad right now. He's out there pumping iron and
Yeah, that are going 150 miles an hour down, I-10,
yes,
with with a big smile on his face.
yeah.
So,
is true.
welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
And,
Thanks for having me.
And thank you again for your very generous contribution to the Sunshine Kids. So you were talking about your market has changed a little bit because what we're seeing is that certain price ranges impact the market. We see the higher end seems to be slowing down. And is that
Right.
what your experience is? The higher end stuff is
Over 300.
over 300?
And just, I mean, to put things in perspective, we put a house on the market, let's see, about a month ago, and we had 38 offers on it, but it was listed at 129.9. And you know, then the houses we have over 300, they're sitting longer. The days on market are crazy.
Right.
So
and so
it's frustrating.
what do you attribute most of that? Is it just people are just fearful or they're just going to wait and see? Because it's an election year, because that makes some people tentative also.
Well, and a lot of people are trying to blame it on oil and gas. So I don't know. I mean, it's just, we're seeing that.
Okay,
And, you
she's
know-
got listings. Get out and buy them.
Well, you know, and I want to tell everybody this is something, and Brian, her husband, would tell you the same thing. Is rates are back at an all-time low again. I mean, to be able to get a 15-year fix in the 3, possibly 2.875, to get a 30-year fix down at 2.75, 3.75, 3.625, even on a jumbo. Right now is the time to be buying. Right now is the
Right.
time to get out there to look. I mean, because you have You have product on the market, right, that is aggressively priced. You've got interest rates that are back at an all-time low. You've got great agents that we have here in the studio, obviously, that are willing to either represent you from a buyer perspective or have listings out there. But more importantly, is if it's the right time for you, and if you're out there and you're renting and you're thinking about getting into the market, you cannot find a better time than right now.
Absolutely, because people are actually, and you can support this they can buy cheaper than they can rent.
Well, but you said aggressively priced. That's the key right now. And I'm sorry, the market has shifted some.
Right.
And so the issue I'm having is trying to explain to someone when they say, my neighbor's house sold for $800,000 last year. That's where I want to price it.
Right.
Well, the comps only go back 6 months, and the other day I told my husband, I said, I hate doing comps. And then I said, wait a minute. No, that's not true. I don't hate doing comps. I hate that I can't manufacture a comp. That's the problem. Because, sellers, they want to hear.
But obviously the neighbors can manufacture one because,
Right.
every time we've ever heard someone say something, that house sold for 800, and we go look it up, and it's always been off.
Right.
It ends up being like urban legend.
Or when they tell you, well, the neighbors, I've talked to all my neighbors and they said this is a good price. Excuse me? Of course, because it's going to help them, but they're not looking at the comps.
Right.
And so that's just something that we're having to, as a matter of fact, our team, every Wednesday we have an office meeting, and right now we're working on, learning comps, and we're going to have an appraiser come and speak because, as the market shifts and changes, we're having to kind of reach into other neighborhoods even to try to see if we can come up with some numbers.
If they can't find a good comparable in the neighborhood that you're working in, they will go outside, but typically they like to stay in the same
But if they can't come up with 3 or, so.
Right. Well, you're right, though, and that is important to know is real estate is done in today's time. It's not, now the comps that everyone looks at 6 months back, or, people look and say they sold it last year in the same time frame for 800,000. Unfortunately, real estate is still done real time. And so it's what is available and what is it going to go for today. And sometimes those numbers aren't reflected in the comps because if you saw a softening in the market, if you see your days of market, and Lois, you can probably talk about this, is pricing still comes down to you price it right at the very beginning to get the maximum value. Because sometimes if you overprice it, that's what allows it to stay on the market for longer. Then you end up reducing it even more severely in the future to try to make up for the overpricing you do at the very beginning. And, how do you overcome some of those things?
Well, you have to try to reason. You've got the facts. You've got to present that to the sellers and explain to them the longer it sits,
right?
Then it becomes stale, and buyers tend to, they want to know, hey, how long has it been on the market? And that's why I always tell them it doesn't matter how long it's been on the market. Do you like the house? But
that's why buyers have wondered how long it's been on the market because they think if it's been on the market a long time that they're going to have a better ability to negotiate it. So, and the average days on market right now for all of the MLS is about 76 days. So it's gone up.
Well, and the problem is here's one of the things is we were in a hypermarket 2 years ago. We were in a hypermarket a year and a half ago. And so, everything takes a little while to sort of catch up. And so, whereas before in a hypermarket, less than 30 days, now they're saying, oh, it's on 70 days. But guess what? We're still below a normal market. We're still extremely aggressive when it comes to those numbers based on the national numbers. So
we have 4.6 months supply of homes right now, and a balanced market is 6 months.
Right.
And that's a balanced market. So we're still slightly in I'm going to throw the headphones off the table.
Throw those headphones off the table right there.
That's okay. It's just the station's equipment. It's okay.
Yeah.
and so, but again, markets are local, but they're also micro. And we talk about this a lot. What's happening in Sugar Land is not happening in Pearland.
Right.
What's happening in Pearland is not happening in the Woodlands. You got to get into those smaller markets. And even in Sugar Land, that's a big market.
Right.
That's a big market. You get in some areas that are north of 59, those areas south of it. They're not the same.
Well, you've got you also, when you mentioned Sugar Land, you've got Missouri City, you've got Richmond, you've got Rosenberg. You get, so a lot of times when people reference Sugar Land, you have a whole surrounding area right there. Like we say, the greater Houston area, you've got the greater Sugar Land area, the greater Katy area, the greater Pearland area. A lot of things. And so it depends on where you're sitting in those respective markets. So sometimes they say, well, Sugar Land's real hot, but maybe if you're moving right outside that area, might be some changes.
Well, because I work with a lot of investors,
right.
I have listings from Galveston all the way out to the Woodlands.
Right.
And so, the team knows we have to be able to travel and drive everywhere. So that's what we have to do, though, when we get into particular market, we have to look at that neighborhood and we have to really research it before we figure out our strategy to list it, because Houston's so spread out, and, based on schools and taxes and, transit and all those things, they really...
Yeah, we're about 600 square miles.
And speaking about you going everywhere, you've got a great team. I mean, I've seen from when you came on the show a couple years ago today, your team continues to grow, by the way. Talk a little bit about that strategy and how you've grown your team. Obviously, Rayleigh is a good friend of ours, and so you got obviously Brian on your team. You have so many great players.
It's called the Performance Team.
Yeah, and it's called the Performance Team, by the way. So
right.
But talk a little bit about how that growth has been.
Well, it's been actually steady, because I feel like it's about the quality, not quantity, right?
Correct.
And so we really was more like a family, truly. Yep. I mean, there's whoever's been on the team hasn't left unless they were relocated to another place. So there hasn't been no one's actually left the team.
Right.
And so that's just been a huge blessing. I mean, we all just support each other. There's there's just a camaraderie, and it's really what's needed, because the purpose of the team is to make sure that our clients are well served. So, when we list a home, then we get sign calls.
Right.
People call us on the sign, and so someone on the team is right there to go take care of that. So another person can work the open house, and so it's just everybody. There's no gaps. Everything is covered by each other, and with the camaraderie that's there, we know that I could send a Rayleigh in to take care of someone, and they're going to take care of them the same way I would.
Right.
So we're just an extension of each other. We have Stephen Mishral and Bobby Little.
Bobby, yes,
my favorite
absolutely.
people, Bobby. Yeah.
We have Kim Quisenberry, and Deborah Turner. She's my mother and the assistant on the team.
And I was about to say, you had to give a big shout out to Mom, because when we did a deal not too long ago, I was obviously on the phone with your mom a lot, and just an incredible person on top of everything.
No, she's amazing. I always tease people and say she's the closest thing to Mother Teresa you'll ever meet, because she's our prayer warrior. I mean, and everything she's ethics are, top, and she crosses T's and dots I's. There's a disc test that you can take. I don't know if, and she was like a 99 on the S and C. So she covers me in every area for the admin. And
you're
then
probably a D and an I, aren't you?
Well, very much so. But actually more an I. My husband's the 99 on D. But my daughter, my youngest,
right.
She was supposed to, of the three, she was the one that was supposed to be my doctor.
Right.
So she came in not too long ago and said, I want to be a realtor. And I went, what? No. But anyway, so I said, okay, well, now you can come in from the back door. So now she's an assistant, and she's helping my mom. So after she gets to be in the trenches a little bit, if she still wants to be a realtor, then we'll go that direction. But, we'll see.
It's a very honorable profession, and we have people who used to be doctors, used to be attorneys, used to be engineers. We've got a lot of people from those professions that I know I'm teasing, but
I just
a little bit, right?
It's probably one of those things you sit there and go, no, but at the same time, it's a welcome addition. And you have a beautiful family, by the way. I mean, you and Brian have two great daughters and a son, and just an incredible family. Every time I see your pictures of y'all, and very close, and so it's beautiful to see. From a family perspective, now you've got some members of the DeArmes team continuing to bring new tradition in.
Yes, it's a blessing.
Well, if nothing else, you can get some work out of her in the meantime.
Yeah, exactly.
You can take advantage of your,
I have to
your
pay
family.
her.
Who can you take advantage of, right? But I see that happen in a lot of families. I was talking to Jay Carter Breed, whom I think you probably all know. He's part of the ReMax system for a long time, and he grew up. His mom was in the real estate business. He grew up, putting out signs and doing door hangers and stuff like that. It's a good way to train kids for.
Yeah, she only had two options: either get into real estate or to get into car racing. It was one of the two.
Yeah, the middle child, I think, is looking at the racing.
How does mom feel about that? Okay.
Real estate.
That's between her and her dad.
My kids have been working since they were 8 years old. That's a nice tax break right there.
Well, there are some labor laws, Tim. You might want to mention
but
that.
they stuff envelopes and all kinds of needful things.
We'll get up there and get a little labor union going. And stuff.
The Rat Pack Child Labor Union.
Again,
we are coming up against a break, so we have still some great guests to come. But stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you looking to finance a new home or refinance your existing home? Look no further. Call Chris Kelso at Willow Bend Mortgage. Willow Bend Mortgage is a mortgage banker in the greater Houston area. In business since 1993, Willow Bend Mortgage offers a great array of products from FHA, VA, and USDA loans to conventional and jumbo loans, all with great rates and incredible service from Chris and his staff. Call Chris Kelso at Willow Bend Mortgage today, 713-256-9138, or online at chriskelso.com. Again, that's 713-256-9138, or online at chriskelso.com. Available 24 hours a day. Great rates, exceptional service. That's Willow Bend Mortgage.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties, the fastest growing real estate company in Houston. Over 400 trained professional realtors here to serve your needs in 21 locations in Houston and across the state. Whether you're buying, selling, or leasing, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties is the smart choice. Check us out at andersonprops.com today. Find out why so many choose Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties for all of their real estate needs. You know us, we know real estate.
Protect your number one valued asset, your home. Want to know who home builders, commercial property, and real estate professionals call when they have a foundation issue? PermaPure Foundation Repair of Texas. You can access the same professional-grade services the pros choose, all backed by a lifetime transferable warranty and over 15,000 successfully completed projects. Visit PermaPure.com. That's PermaPure.com to schedule your free evaluation today.
No, honey, I'm good. I could have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home. It's been a long night here and a long night there. And these
We're back.
We are back. It's been a long night here and a long night there.
That's right.
And these long legs are everywhere.
I will another call from management.
Hey, no. That was a song. I was
Yeah.
just repeating the song.
Oh, man. Bad boys of Christian radio.
So
another repeat.
Another
person here,
repeat, absolutely. More than a two-timer. So
Beautiful
absolutely.
Jenifer Duguay.
Duguay.
I got it right the first time.
Yes.
I messed it up. I should have gone with that.
Yes, you did.
Welcome back to the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
And of course, again, a participant in the calendar, and thank you so much for your contribution to that. It was a major success, and of course, I'll have to do a little brag out, shout out for the Berkshire Hathaway group that we ended up raising $401,000 for Sunshine Kids.
401. Wow. That is awesome. And and in this room, by the way, these ladies were great participants of the calendar that raised over $20,000 for the Sunshine Kids. And for those who don't know, Sunshine Kids obviously is an organization that provides a lot of services to children who are going through cancer and related illnesses right there. So great organization, and we really, really, really appreciate everything that these three ladies have done, as well as all of our other power women of real estate to raise that money with us.
This is the ReMax segment. I don't want to leave ReMax out of this.
Oh no, absolutely no. This is the ReMax Power Women Show.
In fact,
Well,
believe it or not,
a lot of fun.
the ReMax people actually stepped up first. Just saying.
And for all those who couldn't hear him, Wispin says they stepped up first.
I was trying to fade out on that thing. So you bring a different perspective today because you are in Pearland.
I am.
What is happening in Pearland?
We're busy, but like Lois mentioned, it's really just kind of based on, well, you talk about areas, but really it boils down to neighborhoods. You have some neighborhoods that are really hot and some that are not so hot. But again, you also have the price point. So anything in our area under $250 is multiple offers all day long, but anything above $250 is sitting on the market a little bit longer than normal.
So other than price, how about by subdivision? What's hot and what's not?
Well, there's a lot of new subdivisions coming in along the 288 corridor. Shadow Creek has always done very well, but we also have a lot of new neighborhoods coming in, such as Pomona, which is a beautiful community. It's a smart living community. So they offer all the technology and...
So people move there to be close to Killen's barbecue? I mean, they just want to know.
Yeah. Well, of course, Killen's barbecue is my favorite. So to give out, I guess, a shout out to Ronnie.
Absolutely.
So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll send him an invoice, but you're welcome to go ahead and give us a
So let me tell you, I went there, and then I've been there obviously with Jen and everything. I am addicted to Killen's barbecue. I mean, I will literally be sitting there, and in my office, I'll be like, I got to go to Killen's today.
Well, have you ever
It
tried
is
their
that
steak?
good.
That was probably the best steak I've ever had was at Killen. So it was like it's not an overly impressive building or anything like that, but who
Right.
cares? The food was outstanding.
Yes.
Ugh. It's
And
So-
when I go, you have to roll me out. So,
Yeah.
a lady who knows how to eat. I love it.
yes.
So,
But you mentioned 288. What's interesting is all that development going on 288. Past Shadow Creek Ranch. And what most people don't realize is once you get to Manville, which is right there, which isn't that 2 minutes away, basically. You have all that USDA financing down there, and so there's a lot of neat stuff going on all the way down to Angleton, in which there's a lot of opportunities, great subdivisions going in. We talked with Lois about this. Financing is really available, but also some 100% financing areas out there in your area, which is pretty neat.
Yes, I think most of the new homes that are going in are within Manville and Rose Sharon, which do fall into the USDA qualifications. So.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's pretty neat stuff. down
talk
there.
a little bit about that because I've got when I teach the class, I tell people, I said you need to take advantage of this, and I said, but you might take a little longer than normal. Has that been your experience working with USDA? Lois is over here cracking up.
Yes, it does take a little bit longer
Instead of a
than
stopwatch, you're using a calendar, right?
It looks like, oh, really? You brought up USDA.
But it is a little bit longer process than say maybe an FHA or conventional.
Yes.
But it is 100%.
Well, what
there's no
happens is
PMI.
on a USDA loan, what it basically is it's a dual underwriting system. So you underwrite it from a USDA perspective. You have to send it over to USDA, and then they're going to re-underwrite it, technically speaking, to give you the guarantee.
Okay.
But for individuals who are looking for financing, not necessarily have down payment and closing costs, they can go down there and they can find a home and get in for 100% financing. It takes a little bit longer, but it is a great product, and it's always at the outskirts of Houston. So, one of the areas in which Jenifer's in, there's a lot of it out 288, as you mentioned, down to Manville and Rocheron, all the way through to Alvin and Angleton and all the things, way out there. So there's a lot of good stuff going on, and there's subdivisions going on both sides of the tracks now. I mean, tracks being a good thing right there.
Right.
And so, I don't want to be like, hey, tracks. That's where all the what was it? What did he say one time?
The random people.
The random people. All the
and
random
that's
people
right.
are down
and
there.
they
right?
also said it only
Yeah.
took 15 minutes to get from Pearland to downtown.
That is correct.
And he
Why?
defended that to the death too. But
Yes, exactly.
Why and for whom? Because I don't know, and I can't be the only one in the audience, or even in the studio probably. Why and for whom is the United States Department of Agriculture providing mortgage?
Well, they're providing it because it's considered what they call rural development. So it was originally intended for is individual. They wanted to develop some of the rural areas, basically old farmlands, et cetera, to be able to get financing for those individuals who oftentimes were working jobs remotely or coming into the city, going back out, a little bit lower income, and so they needed to have some assistance in regards to financing. So that's how it really started from that perspective, more on the farm side of things, and it sort of morphed.
what kind of FICO scores do you have to qualify for USDA?
600 or higher. Yep.
If somebody doesn't have a 600, what can they get that taken care of?
We're going to be talking about that actually in our next segment.
What an easy. That was a little segue there.
A little
yeah,
pop.
Yeah, we got
So
James and Yolanda here with CRE are in the house, so we're going to be talking a little bit about credit.
that is true right there. So Jen, one of the things you've built your team. I had the luxury of going out and eating with you and your team. Talk a little bit about that team building that you're going through.
Yes. So what I'm called a baby team. So I have added a buyer specialist, Lauren Harmon, and she has just been a godsend.
She's got engaged or just got married, didn't she?
Well, she's engaged,
Yes.
and yes, so she'll be getting married May 14th. So, yes, and then we added Tanya Brown. She
Right.
is our client care coordinator, and she is another godsend and amazing. And just like Lois mentioned, I'm not trying to grow quickly. It is about the quality of people. So I am cautious about the growth. And of course, and I have my mom also.
Yes.
So.
Yes, and she helped me eat most of that big old rib, by the way.
Yeah.
Or at least your dad did. Or
Right.
I, I see a trip to Pearland in our near future, Chris.
Oh gosh, yes.
We can take that big truck you bought. We'll take it on down, and we'll fit right in.
We'll fit right
you
in
better
down there.
call me when y'all come.
Absolutely.
You know me. I definitely will. So.
Yes.
Wait,
But no, it's interesting because you built that team, and you're right. It's quality over quantity. how's that sort of, how do you determine that growth as far as bringing people on? And how do you find, Lauren's a great individual. Your mom obviously is a great individual. Your new lady is a great individual. It's interesting. How do you go about finding individuals with that quality? Because they are all very high quality individuals.
So to be honest with you, when I say a godsend, it truly was a godsend. I was thinking and kind of tossing the idea of adding a buyer specialist for probably 2.5 years, and was maybe a little apprehensive and moving from individual to team, and just things kind of happen. And like I said, God brought Lauren to me, and I already knew her mom, and we knew a lot of the same people, so it just made things easy, and it just felt right. So, and of course, my mom, nobody's going to want to see you succeed more than a mother.
Absolutely.
So got to have mom in there.
Nice.
And Tanya, she was the same thing. We had Nicole Weaver, and she was part-time, and it got to the point where I needed someone full-time. So Nicole, she went on to another business venture, and she's in real estate photography and doing wonderful. So God had a plan for her to move on, and Tanya came in at the perfect time. So,
And you know what's really interesting about Pearland also, not only the team building, but it's amazing. I talked to so many individuals in the medical center who are moving down there. Talk a little bit about what that makeup of Pearland is starting to look like a little bit, because it seems like every time I hear somebody is getting a job or relocating or doing something with the medical center, their first thing is, I'm going down to Pearland. I'm going down to 288 because of its proximity, relatively speaking, to the medical center without paying the exorbitant prices of what the medical center does cost.
Right, and that's exactly right. Most people that are moving in from the medical center, they do want to purchase a home, but in the area, there's not much outside of Houston that's closer. So Pearland is the next community with good schools that are available. But also, yes, the location and proximity is extremely important, especially to doctors. But we also have a huge growth of medical facilities that have moved in the area. I think I read in the paper that there were along 518, and I might be wrong on the number, but I think it was something like 64 emergency room clinics along 518 from Pearland to League City. So
are they more accident prone down in Pearland?
I don't know, but I think they're everywhere, because in Sugar Land, I believe they're all over as well. So, but we also have a lot of the Memorial Healthcare that has grown out there, and we also have a lot of specialty practices. So,
and you guys have one of the nicest town centers. I never forget when I originally saw that town center down there. After it was opened up, it's absolutely gorgeous. A beautiful town center right there. With all the development, you mentioned Memorial, and they've got all that expansion going on right before you exit. But you have a lot of new development, commercial-wise, that's going on down there as well.
Yes, and also on the east side, because I not only do I serve Pearland, but I also serve Friendswood, League City, and Clear Lake. So there's just been exponential growth all over.
You also serve, do you not, on the HAR Board of Directors, recently elected. How's that working out for you?
Yes, I love it. I'm learning a lot.
Stand to be recognized, really.
Yes, so I'm learning a lot. It's been very interesting to learn a lot of the political side of things. So I think in this last week we had the controller, Chris Brown, I believe
Chris Brown, the city controller, to come by and tell us how broke we are.
Yeah.
Did he come to your MLS committee?
Are you on the prestigious MLS committee?
Yeah.
No.
No. Well, not surprised. It's very difficult to get on that. So don't feel badly. Neither are
I told you ahead of time I was going to reject you guys.
How about Tony's? Are we going to see you at Tony's next Thursday for the Major Investors Shindig?
Oh, I plan on it. Yes.
Yeah, me too.
So we the Rat Pack actually gathered up quite a few major investors.
That's right, Chance Brown. Feel us now?
Yeah. You feeling the love out there?
And we're not done yet.
Yes, we're not done yet. So
Rebecca, you going to be there? Hey, Rebecca needs to be a major investor.
Yeah, exactly. We need to get you guys in on the major investor. I'm going to talk to you about that after the show.
That sounds like a plan. We can certainly
talk about it. That's right.
I think we can talk all you want right there.
But of course we talk about the Tree Pack, which is the Texas Real Estate Political Action Committee, and of course Chris and Tim and I are all major investors, and you guys stepped up an extra $500 this year too.
Yes, I stepped
up.
Plus,
to the next you brought level. In about 3 or 4.
Right.
I brought in about 3 or 4, and I think you brought in about 3 or 4 too.
Sure did.
So we're rocking it.
We're rocking it. I'm a big believer in giving back to the community, but more importantly is also bringing information and visibility to things that are very important to the real estate community. And, because we all play in the same sandbox, and it impacts all of us.
Viability
if
and
something impacts real estate,
We'll be talking
it's
more
going to
about
impact Tim and me and all of us right here. So
And I don't think a lot of people understand what Tree Pack is.
right, and and
If you like the fact that you got a bigger homestead exemption now, you can thank Tree Pack for that, because we on Prop 1 that we got that passed, so it's now $25,000. Like we're against the break.
We're
You're doing
up against the
that
break.
little spinny thing with your finger.
that is correct. I was spinning it, saying you guys got to hurry up because the producer's looking at me, saying hurry up and get off. So, anyways, we have one more segment to go, but stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When I was in production,
What you wanna do, baby? Where you wanna go?
Does it matter who does your real estate inspections? You bet it does. You want someone knowledgeable and experienced, someone you can rely on and trust. You want A.B. Bowles Home Inspections. Owned by Ashley Bowles, A.B. Bowles Home Inspections makes client satisfaction a priority. You'll get detailed, easy-to-read reports. Plus, they'll take the time to explain the report to you before and after the inspection. If you're investing in real estate for your family or as a business, call A.B. Bowles Home Inspections at 832-306-3723. That's 832-306-3723.
Down Under Pools can help make your backyard a focal point for luxury outdoor living. Imagine coming home from a hard day's work and enjoying the evening in a spa-like environment with pool, water features, and lighting integrated seamlessly into your home and landscaping design. Down Under's design team has a seasoned eye for color, scale, proportion, and detail. Even more important is Down Under's commitment to the highest quality construction practices to achieve the highest standards of hydraulic and structural integrity. Down Under is one of the most creative and trusted pool and landscape builders in Houston because of their award-winning design and construction and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Visit downunderpools.com to see examples of what could be in your backyard. That's DOWNUNDA pools.com. Down Under. Pools for the mind, body, and soul.
Protect your number one valued asset, your home. Want to know who home builders, commercial property, and real estate professionals call when they have a foundation issue? PermaPure Foundation Repair of Texas. You can access the same professional grade services the pros choose, all backed by a lifetime transferable warranty and over 15,000 successfully completed projects. Visit permapure.com. That's permapure.com to schedule your free evaluation today.
So everybody wants to rule the world, and we have them all in here in the studio right now, by the way.
Yes, we've got it.
But before one of the things I left off, actually, between one of the breaks, Lois DeArmes said, I left a key member of my team off, and I cannot continue on unless I don't give a shout-out to him. So, Lois, who was that last team member you'd left off?
Here's to Kavork Yacobian. Whoop, whoop.
And
Woot, woot.
I have an assignment too.
Yes.
I failed to mention that Linda Riddle is a beautiful woman. So, Todd, that is for you.
Not me. That's
And Todd's a beautiful man. So I got do I have my bases covered now?
You have all your bases covered
Okay,
right
good.
there.
Todd,
That
Todd,
is real.
And we're back.
Oh, by the way, it's live, guys. Don't worry about that.
So we've been trying to coax this duo down here for a while now.
They're brand new sponsors.
Well, not actually. They're kind of old, but
they're old, brand new
Brand new
sponsors.
Hey, who are you calling old?
Seasoned.
Seasoned, yes.
Sponsored.
Seasoned by a
sponsor.
month. Seasoned by a month. Experienced. But, we have the pleasure, obviously, having CRE in the studio and in the house. So, a while ago, somebody asked, what would you do if you needed credit?
Yeah, that was
restoration, by the way.
Easy
I'm not
set
gonna-
up there, wasn't that?
I learned it's restoration, not repair. So, by the way, I am re-educating myself. But I had the pleasure of doing a all-about credit class with them about a week and a half ago, 10 days ago. And great class, great attendance. We talked a lot about it. We actually had some really good. I mean, for the first class we've ever done, it was a phenomenal class.
A lot of people, a lot of questions.
That is correct. A lot of people, a lot of questions. But first of all, let us know a little bit about who you are and what you do.
I guess we had
number
to
one.
introduce them.
Yes,
James
well, I
Charlet,
was going to let them do it.
Yolanda
Yes.
Martinez. I think we ought to get that out there right away.
Get that out there right away.
Everyone to talk to, and of course, make sure you get right close to that microphone so they can hear you.
Yes, absolutely. So, James, we'll start off with you,
Don't
buddy.
be afraid of it.
Yes,
Okay.
Don't be afraid of the mic.
No, actually, it's not my first time on one of these things, believe it or not. My name is James Charlet. I own CRE Credit Services along with Simon Webster. I used to be a legal and compliance executive with Experian. Believe it or not.
Yeah, get closer.
I used to be a legal and compliance executive with Experian, and we started CRE because we knew that there were a lot of problems with credit reports, a lot of errors, a lot of problems, things that we talked about, obviously, Chris. And
Right.
our purpose is to not repair, but to restore people's credit and correct errors. You know, it's not about removing things that are accurate or complete or verifiable or anything like that. It's about we know that there's actual problems and about correcting those problems.
Right.
My understanding that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that 70% of files have errors on it. Is that an accurate statistic?
Yeah, that's absolutely an in fact, depending on who you talk to, a lot of people think it's higher, but it's hard to get accurate numbers because you can't see everybody's credit report, obviously.
You know,
Nor would you want to.
And
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, and James came from one of the big three. I mean, so I think it's pretty interesting to talk about this. Is you have an insight from the inner workings, obviously, of one of the major credit bureaus.
Yeah, but that's considered thinking that it's actually working.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not a bureau. It's an agency.
Agency. Very
yes,
good.
that's
You
true.
see.
Well, they
That's
always,
true.
But you know what? They do always refer to it as a credit bureau.
They
Right.
do. Well, I mean, you know, yeah.
Oh, that's
well,
simple.
here what it is. You know why? Because the bureaus are the ones that resell to mortgage companies. Obviously, you know, Chris,
Right.
when you're pulling from a bureau, but the bureaus are buying that data from credit reporting agencies.
Right.
So when you're working for Experian or Equifax or TransUnion, that's a credit reporting agency. But nonetheless, from the inside, what I had to do for them more often was we got sued a lot. We got challenged by attorney generals and the FTC and lots of other organizations. And what I had to do was go and defend Experian kind of against those and try and prove that we hadn't done something wrong, or if we had done something wrong, pay out some money.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Well, when someone has already been hurt by bad reporting and things like that, money doesn't really help a whole lot at that juncture. So, but
very true.
talk about a little bit what people might be looking for and how you have to go into all the long process because there's a lot of process, but it's basically you contact the creditors and the agencies
Right.
and say this is erroneous,
Well-
and then they have to respond within a period of time. And
certainly, and that's, I mean, obviously, trying to build, evidence and show where the actual errors have occurred if they can't correct them is a part of it. But I think another one of the most important things is that obviously there's a lot of misinformation out there about credit. And we always provide 100% free consultation with education. And, there's some people that, if someone comes to us and everything on the report is correct and accurate, there's nobody that can help them, including us, of course. But we're going to give them that free consultation, that education, all of that, no matter what.
so if they've had a bankruptcy and they really don't pay their bills, you probably can't help them.
That's absolutely correct. And the one I always talk about, and I always like to say, is the number one thing, you don't see it that often, but if you see a first payment default, it's bankruptcy. Late payments after a bankruptcy are bad. The only thing worse is a first payment default. Those are the kind of things like if you took out a loan and you never made a single payment, not even your first one, there's not a whole lot of people that can help you with that.
Probably not.
On a fundamental level, if you question something on your credit report, who's at the burden of proof? Do you have to prove that it's wrong, or do they have to prove that it's right? I mean, what's the deal?
Unfortunately, in the credit reporting agency side, all of the burden of proof is on the consumer. All they have to do is once a creditor or subscriber to their service has passed the initial kind of litmus test, then they can report pretty much whatever they want. And if you want to get that removed, all the burden of proof is on you to show that that's wrong.
That seems backwards to me.
it is. It's guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, it seems like they should have to prove
Right.
the accuracy of that if they're putting it out there and your credit decisions are based on it. It seems like that seems back to front to me.
But they do have to respond within a period of time, or it has to be removed. My understanding, if they don't respond within, you've made an inquiry. This is erroneous, and if they don't respond within 30, 60 days.
What you're talking about there is that, like, after you mail something, the credit reporting agency gets it, and they send it off to their subscriber. That subscriber has 30 calendar days. In most instances, sometimes it can be slightly longer, but usually 30 calendar days to respond back to the credit reporting agency. If they don't, then respond within that time frame, then the credit reporting agency is supposed to do what the consumer told them to. But the standard that they have to reach to respond to that can be very, very low, especially if you're asking something very basic, like, the general thing that you see online, that form letter, not mine, that is one of the most simple responses that a credit reporting agency can receive from a subscriber. They have 2 pieces of data, literally just a name and social is all they have to verify in that particular investigation. If those name and social match, then that's your account, and that's those are
so not mine's not a good defense.
No, not at all. Unless if it's fraud or mixed or one of those situations where it's really not yours, then great defense. But other than that, no, it's not a good idea to lie to a credit reporting agency. So
you basically go, well, I wasn't late, and they turn back around within 30 days and said, yes, you were, and that's all they have to do.
Truly, that is pretty much what they have to do. But it has to be accurate. If they're reporting that on one credit reporting agency that you were late 1 month and another one that you weren't late that month, late 2 months later, and that happens more often than most people would believe, that can be a problem, because when you're looking at it, like if Chris was looking at it on a mortgage report, it would look like the person was late twice.
Right.
And possibly when they really were late 12 months ago, it might look like they were late 9 or 10 months ago, and that could be a problem for a mortgage.
Oh, I would absolutely agree. And one of the things I guess individuals get frustrated. I'll give you an example of something that happened to me about 2 years ago. All of a sudden I get this notification that says your credit has been impacted. So I look at it and it says I had a mortgage late. I was like, I don't pay a single mortgage late. I mean, I've got there's no way.
You're on automatic
absolutely.
withdrawal.
So I called up, found out who it was. I immediately called the bank. The bank goes, no, we didn't report you as being late. And I said, yeah, you did. I have it right here. So they looked at their system and said, you know what? Absolutely, we got it here. We're sending you out an immediate letter. We're going to go and get all this corrected. They went and got everything corrected. I have a letter, So 2 out of the 3 bureaus to this day removed it. One of them agencies, removed it. One of them still today I'm still fighting against. Even though it's 2 years ago, I'm still fighting against it and saying, guys, the inaccuracy, you still have a 30-day late on me that is erroneous. Here's my letter. Here's my proof. By the way, TransUnion. Thank you very much.
So,
but that's the frustration that individuals go through.
Absolutely, and that is, I'll tell you, for me, obviously, I've maintained some of my contacts where I've met with congressmen and CFPB and FTC and all these organizations, and you wouldn't believe how many people, even within government, have those same problems you're talking about, same problems that my clients have, the consumers have, and without truly hiring an attorney and suing them, a lot of times the recourse can be very low. I mean, you almost have to either threaten them with discoverable evidence, something that can be really brought to bear where they believe you're going to sue them, or actually sue them outright.
Right.
And I mean, when you're talking about a situation like what you're talking about,
right,
there is under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, there is the possibility of punitive damages and things like that if you can show willful noncompliance.
Right.
And that's for us, that's what, when we're showing real errors, that's what we're looking for.
You showed them the evidence.
That's right.
You got a letter.
Exactly.
And that is willful noncompliance, I would think.
I would absolutely agree. One of the things that they're doing, I'm getting the finger held up to me, by the way, but not the middle finger, just the number one, by the way.
One of the fingers, not the finger.
Which is basically saying is, Chris, you got to start wrapping up the show, so I want to start doing a couple things. Number one, how can we reach CRE?
Let's see. www.crecreditservices.com. The other would be 888-799-SCORE.
799-SCORE. So CRE Credit Services. I want to give a big shout out to all of our power women of the Real Estate Rat Pack and of ReMax. We have Linda, Jenifer, and Lois. Great individuals of ReMax. I want to give a big thank you, by the way, for all the money you helped us raise for these Sunshine
And we have
kids.
a pretty major holiday tomorrow, I think.
And we have a very major holiday tomorrow. I want to wish everybody a very, very, very happy Easter. And I also want to give a prayer really fast. We talked about we leave everything with a quote. This is no different. Again, this is for Jody. At every moment of our existence, you are present to us, God, in gentle compassion. Help us be present to one another so that our presence may be a strength that heals the wounds of time and gives hope that is for all persons through Jesus, our compassionate brother. Until next time, we are out.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Rat Pack. The Real Estate Rat Pack is ready to answer your toughest questions. So tune in to the